right, welcome back everyone. You've got Jen and Diane, and we are here for another health update. It is Wednesday, February 7th.
Yes. It feels like this week has already been
2 weeks long.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
But it also feels like this week took forever to get here, even though, because Monday I had my MRI for my brain, and then Tuesday was the radiation appointment with Dr. Henning-Willers. And those appointments, if you think you've missed something or something, these were like not on my calendar. We thought they were later in the month. And then we got a call that they were this week. So that was a little scary.
Mm-hmm.
And because you're like, well, is it growing out of control? Like, what's the...
Yeah, does someone know something I don't know and they've moved everything up?
Yeah, so
and we didn't know
kind of felt a little weird. And plus getting this new cancer growing and all those tumors and stuff in my brain, it's been a very rough month of January for me. I usually can take it, but I haven't been very fearless this month. So, yeah. So then Monday also, before the brain MRI, I got a phone call. I think we told you when I went in the hospital, I had to wear a Zio patch.
Yeah, we talked about the monitor last time.
Mm-hmm. So I wore that for 10 days, and then you pack it up, mail it in, and they called me on Monday. Well, my doctor messaged, when did she message us first? And said that we got the results. There was a 9-hour AFib event, and then there were I think 3 other ones, something like that they picked up in the 10 days, and that she was putting in a consult because cardiology.
She wanted cardiology to follow up.
Yeah, because they're on my calendar for March 29th, which, I mean, hello, that's ridiculous. But that's where they are. So anyways, that might have been this weekend when she sent that to us. Dr. Lynn sent that to us. And then Monday morning, I get a telephone call from, I don't even know what her name is. And she said that, the same thing, that she wanted to put me on a blood thinner, and that it was fine to keep the appointment March 29th. Well, I was like, that did not make me very happy.
Yeah.
I'm like, so what? Nothing? We'll just go along the same way that we've been. And so she's like, well, if you have an event, go to the hospital. And they'll do some type of thing that they paddle your heart back into a rhythm. And I forget what the name of it is. Okay. But she didn't give me any information about it, really. She didn't say, well, that will fix it, or that won't fix it, or that will just fix it for this time.
Right.
There was no real information. And we'll keep the appointment for the 29th. I just didn't even want to continue the conversation.
Yeah.
So that was not very good morning Monday. And then I had to go for the brain MRI, which I'll give you some pictures you can put in. Because I took pictures with Dad. And so, and that was fine.
Yeah, you were in and out of there.
Yeah.
Pretty quick, all things considered. So at least that went off without a hitch.
Yep. And they accessed my port, which makes it a lot easier for me. So, and then, so you go in the machine, then you come out of the machine, you go back in, they take the thing out, and you go home. Get dressed and go home.
Yeah.
So the only thing is, it's like, you know, it's like this big.
That claustrophobic and loud and
loud. And this time was different for me though. I don't know if I told you that.
Mm-mm.
They put your head in like this thing, and then they usually put like little foam things here so you don't move your head. Well, this time she had these things, and she blew them up so that it squished my head. Oh. So my head wouldn't move at all. Like it was like just totally pushed in.
Yeah.
And then they put a cage over you and lock you to the table.
Delightful.
Yeah, it's fun.
Did it hurt that way?
No, it was just pressure, you know. I mean,
yeah.
But it was so you don't move your head.
Yeah, I mean, at least you know they're going to get a good image if you're nice and still.
Yeah, and this time, I don't know what happened, but maybe I was crying. I don't know, but the tears dripped down my face this way.
Yeah. And
so I can't wipe them off because you can't move, and then they
Did it go in your ears?
I had earplugs.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good.
So they pull me out because they do like 10 or 15 minutes without contrast. Then they pull you out and they put the contrast in my port. Then they slide you back in. And I said to him, could you help me?
Wet my face
I seem to have tears going. Of course, I couldn't point. Yeah, I'm leaking. So he's got some gloves and he's like, he's a guy. He's like this. Yeah. Hey, but because I couldn't, he's like, don't move when I do that. I'm like, okay, I'm not moving. But that was the only little issue, the little hitch that I had then. And then the next morning, Dr. Willis called, and we were, Jen, Jeff, Rick, and I were all on the call. And
we went in thinking this is an appointment so we can talk about the fact that you're going to need to start.
Right away.
Yeah.
And so he said that 2 of the tumors shrunk a little, and the rest of them kind of stayed the same. There's a whole bunch of little tiny white ones that they're not measurable. Like there's a bunch of them. But he said basically he wouldn't do anything right now. And we were all like, what?
Yeah.
What's happening?
I mean, we sort of thought the chemo wouldn't help the brain tumors at all, but it seems like
it
has. I mean, the thing is, though,
something.
We didn't look at all of them with him because from the first scan in January, there were 10 tumors in your brain. We didn't go over like line by line the details of the report, but the details of the report that said that basically 5 of them were nearly gone. And then of the other 5, 3 shrunk and 2 showed no change. But nothing grew more than it was in January. That's what the report said. So, and again, all of this is like little bits of things. So like, did it shrink a lot or a little? I don't know. It's negligible. None of them are huge things.
He showed us a couple of them on the computer, but they kind of all look the same to us. Yeah. Like, you know.
Yeah, we're not experts.
No, on reading them. So, but just knowing that it wasn't even a full 3 weeks into the chemo either. So like, because this week is the 3rd week.
Yeah.
That
it was already doing
and
stuff.
It already did something in the brain, which they
weren't sure.
We really didn't think that she was giving us much hope that it was going to do anything in the brain.
Correct. Sorry.
But it did, and even if it's a little. And so I said to him, like, so because this time is different, we didn't have the brain tumors when I started the chemo last time.
Right.
Because the Tagrisso had already shrunk the brain tumors.
They had initially.
Right. And so they were not part of the equation when we did chemo.
Right.
So I said to him, does that mean that, like, it's going to be worse or my lifespan's going to be shorter because now we're doing this with all these brain tumors? And he said, that's a good question. No, you got like 9 months when you did the chemo before. He said we would
9 months beyond
Yeah.
when you finished
Right.
chemo before. Yeah.
We would hope that you would, like, the hope would be that you would get
Right.
that again. And then if there's any other things that maybe there's a clinical trial, maybe there's something else, we could like try to prolong your life a little bit more.
Right. Or even just medicines before considering radiation as a treatment option.
Yeah. And so the other problem, so if you go back to this shrunk now, but in 2 months they're going to redo the scans again and the MRI again. And if it grew, or if some of them grew, he said then the only option really is whole brain radiation, which is not a good option because from most, you could lose some cognitive functions, and that's not good. But he said now they have some like covering that it's less of a chance that you could lose cognitive function. So I said to him, and you guys got to remember that I worked in radiation oncology and I worked for him. And so I said to him, there's another treatment called SRS, stereotactic radiosurgery, that they do for like 4 tumors and under, mostly bigger tumors. And I said, could we do SRS on like the big ones and then, see if that helps and then maybe get a little more time that way? And he said, well, there's one on my brain stem that he would definitely do that with if it grew. If it starts growing, he'll do that stereotactic radiosurgery on that. I don't know what that all entails either, but it's just another option to not have to have your whole brain radiated. I know I made fun and I said, well, I'm glad he liked me because he wouldn't put my brain on fire, but
yeah,
it's risky, and what benefit, to what benefit? If I'm here and I don't even know who you are, then that's really not a benefit, If I'm here and I can't walk, well, that's okay, that might be okay.
Yeah.
If I can't smell or taste, that's okay. But you just don't know what things are going to get affected by.
No, and obviously we would have a much more in-depth conversation with him
Yeah.
if one of those options is what they're proposing.
Yeah.
Like the high level that he kind of gave us is that in the last 10 years, the full brain radiation, they've improved it so that some people still do come away after the treatments with like short-term memory loss, so having a hard time locating words and things like that. But he said that that's a much rarer instance than it used to be when they were doing this before. So in some ways, it's a real double-edged sword that you know too much about this because also medicine changes so quickly that a lot has changed, which is good.
Yeah.
But we don't know what it would look like for you if you do it now because we didn't talk a ton about it because we're not there.
No.
And really, it's kind of like with last time of when chemo ended and we're like, well, what happens when stuff comes back? And they're like, well, we can't tell you, which is really frustrating, but also it really matters where it is, how quickly it's growing, all those kinds of things. We won't really know until
And
happens.
He also wanted to know like what things were hurting and because maybe he could radiate like the rib or the new ones that are on the spine. If they start to really bother me, maybe he could do something. So he was like, he didn't say a lot of that, but you knew that like that's kind of where he was going, that, this is all really palliative. It's not going to get me any more life. It's just going to make the life that I have a little better. So that was, it is bad news, right? But I think
it's not as bad as I think we thought it was going to be. So there's that. So for now, it'll be chemo, 3 days on, then 3 weeks off.
Yeah.
It's scheduled through April, but we don't know if you'll do more than that.
Yeah, he said it's 6 that they're shooting for.
Yeah.
But
Which is
6
what you did last
rounds, which
time.
is what I did the last time. But that also depends on, what my body will tolerate. So,
yeah, you have blood work every time before the first day of chemo to make sure you're healthy enough that your body can handle it, because it's pretty tough stuff.
We also had it on the Monday after chemo. So we had to go back in and on the Monday after.
For your follow-up.
Yeah. So they want to make sure your kidneys are functioning, your liver is functioning, all your blood tests are good. So they keep a pretty close eye on all of that. So this time I've been really, really tired the whole time. And that could just be mental, like that just could be.
It could be a mix of things. And it could be that once you've got a couple of rounds of chemo and things start shrinking, you feel a little better and then it changes.
Yeah.
They are going to also do scans every 2 months. And it was good to hear from him that he didn't think things would be growing so fast, that he's like, if we catch something in those 2-month scans, we'll still have plenty of time. So if things do start growing and chemo isn't as effective as we think it is right now, it's not like, well, it's too late. Which was good to hear, I thought, from him to get a gauge, because we don't know how quickly these things grow.
Right. And what did you think of the whole interaction with Henning?
I mean, I thought he was great. I think he explains everything really well, which was helpful. Again, I think we all went in there thinking the worst. So it was just delightful for him to be like, nope, don't need radiation. Thank you. Yeah, and I do think that if he thought now was the time to do it, he would absolutely offer it up as an option. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was good.
Agreed.
All the way around. So.
Yeah, so
now it's already, I have to go next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're already back.
Yeah.
So.
I know, it comes
it's
up quick.
oh man. And that's kind of the sad part too about if you only have so much time left to live, think about how fast the summer comes and it's already fall and the kids are going to school and, Christmas is here again and, it's it goes that quickly. So in my mind, I'm trying to get a rope and pull it all back this way and say, nope, we're not going into spring. It's not, we're going to stay right here in winter. You
don't want the days to go by too fast.
So,
and we definitely got spoiled. 9 months without having to go in for chemo and do all those things was...
Yeah, and I mean, that was a blessing. They said we wouldn't even make 6, really. And if we didn't make the 6, what were we going to get for treatment? Because we couldn't do this treatment again.
Right.
So...
Yeah. Yeah.
Behind us, Jen just put all of those up, and they're really pretty.
Also...
Oh, yeah.
Someone has a birthday in 2 days. Sooner by the time you're watching this.
It's birthday month.
Birthday month.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say that's a good segue into the other thing we want to talk about, because we're doing a big February fundraiser for Mom's birthday month. But you all also have a few other fun things. Why don't you show them that stuff first?
So Riley came pouncing into my house and threw this at me. Do you have a chemo hat yet for this chemo, Grammy? And I said, no, I don't. And she goes, well, I'm giving you the first one. And it's beautiful. She made it. She made it in school. Yeah. See how gorgeous that is?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
She did a great job.
She did, and she was so excited to give it to me. And she made a little one, and we gave it to Hattie's doll.
Yep. Sally has a matching hat.
And but it kept falling off of her, so we have to make ties.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
To put on hers, so that it stays on. Mine will stay on.
You don't need ties?
Actually, look there are ties inside. I don't know
it's probably to tie the pom-pom on, so you can take the pom-pom off if you want.
So no, I don't need ties.
Okay.
But, so yes, I got my first, and the other health thing is, and this happened the last time. We were out when we were in Vegas, my head was hurting. My hair, I kept saying to Jen, my hair hurts. She's like, what?
I didn't know that was a thing.
My hair hurts. Like, to touch it, so it's kind of messy today, but it's because, like, even if you go like this, it sends tingles all through your head.
Yeah.
Like, so that it basically, the hair is going to die and come out. So I think it's coming. You just touch it and some pieces come flying out. So we'll probably have to do something about that because I really hate hair all over the house. But I got this beautiful card, handmade, from one of Jen's scrapbook friends. And she wrote me a lovely note, and her name is Anne Marie. And she gave me little tickets. Allow the bearer of this ticket the choice of a DVD rental. A weekend away, 1 free movie night, a romantic night away,
Ooh.
Free choice, 1 free back rub, 1 free foot massage, 1 free breakfast in bed.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And dinner and a movie. And they're really cute. They're cute little tickets. They even have numbers on them, and
Let me see, I'll hold them
So,
if anybody wants to do one of these and treat her, you could sign up to take a ticket.
yeah. So Rick goes, oh, I really don't like that girl. And I go, you can't say that. You don't even know her. And she doesn't know your weird sense of humor that you would be kidding. And he goes, I don't like her. I either have to do the thing or I have to pay for the thing. So, too bad.
Too bad, Dad.
That's
really sweet.
Yeah. And then I got a cute little bag. You have the bag, I think.
It's right in between us.
From the Horton Rowan Litchfield family, and that's cute. And then there's a warrior mug, and it says, like it describes a warrior.
Like a definition in the dictionary.
It's a noun, a person who showed strength and determination, one who can reach a new level of resilience. And number 3 is a badass mother, you know what, with little stars, and so you don't say it. Yeah. And then it says underneath it, see also Diane. I don't know if we can. So there's that. But that's really cute.
Really cool.
Yeah. And that was inside along with Queasy Drops.
Handy.
And
what is that?
this is a chemo relief. It's like Vicks, but I don't know. It's some type of thing you put in your nose.
You like inhale it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Urban relief, chemo relief.
Aromatherapy. Clever.
Yeah, it's cute.
Very fun.
And then this very pretty blanket was in with it. So that was very sweet.
Beautiful.
But really, people, I don't need presents.
No.
I would rather you give money. If you're going to give something, give it to the FearLESS Living Fund.
Yes.
Because I think... Oh, I also got cookies. We love to eat. Yes, that's nice and kind and whatnot. But I think giving it to the fund that we've set up is a nicer thing.
Yeah, so we haven't talked about that in a while. So we thought we would talk a little bit about the FearLESS Living Fund here, and then that'll be a nice lead into the fundraiser that we're doing this month.
That you're doing. That was so super special and sweet.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about how you got the idea for FearLESS Living Fund and just do a little brief overview of why you picked them?
Well, we went to our eBay meetings out there.
There being the Blind Center of Nevada.
The Blind Center of Nevada. And my friends, Teresa, Katie, and Vicki ran the meeting, and Trish and I would help. We did registration for them just because they're our friends and we love them, and, we like to do nice things for people, and that's what everybody should do. And so because I did that, I was up front at the front door with Evander. And Evander's blind. And Evander works the registration. Basically, whoever is getting on a van to go somewhere, if there's a package coming in for someone, he like takes charge of all of that stuff. And he's blind. And so he always amazed me because like when we first started, they made him go over to the other side of the building. There's 2 entrances. And then he would come back when we were done with our registration. And he would come back and he would be like, oh, I'm so glad I'm back in my spot. I love, being here. And he was so happy to be doing his job in a familiar area. So he probably knows exactly where everything is in his spot.
Sure.
And then he had to move over to the other one.
Tough, yeah.
But people would come in and he'd go, hey, Joe, how you doing? And Joe he didn't walk in and say, hey, I'm Joe.
Right. And Evander can't see him.
No.
So, how do you know who's come through the door? Yeah, it's wild.
And so he must have some kind of system. Maybe they give him something in the morning that they tell him who's coming at what time.
Yeah, he's probably got a basic schedule. But I bet other senses are heightened, right?
He
so
knows
you're
who's
used to
in.
Who wears those kind of shoes or has this distinctive gait or whatever it is.
And he was always so pleasant.
Yeah.
And I thought, how wonderful that is. And so that was my first thing that checked off. And then they hire all the blind people to help in the kitchen and do catering and
all the different aspects of it's a function hall basically.
And they make money for the blind for their
nonprofit,
right? So they have pottery and knitting and all kinds of stuff, but they need money for those, so they run events, and the money from the events funds all the programs that are inside the building.
Right. And allows them to hire their clients to work and have gainful employment. Yeah. So it's all very cyclical. It's beautiful.
Why is that important? Because a lot of them are homeless. And so they do have a shuttle thing that picks them up and brings them to the blind center, and then it brings them back to where they were later on in the day or whenever they need to go back. It also takes them to doctor's appointments and things like that. So I just fell in love with the whole concept of how they help them and how they are trying to sustain everything within that building to keep the people there and happy. And now they had this opportunity to buy one piece of land that was diagonal to them, and they're building 100 housing units on that spot. And there's 2 other properties, so it's like a big square. And right now there's 2. And then there's a possibility, they hold the possibility for 1 more right now. The third extra piece, they don't have that one yet. But eventually they could have the whole block. And the whole block is a bad area in town. It's like the drug area, and it's been so much cleaned up by all the things that they're doing, Yeah. So when they said they were building housing, I thought, when I went back the last time and I knew I had cancer, and I came home and I have it's Christmas time, I have my beautiful Christmas tree, my house is set up beautiful. Even if I could bring them all here, they can't see that. That's not the thing for them, right? So I thought, well, they should have a house that they don't have to fear.
Yeah, a safe place to go at the end of the day that's warm and dry and cozy and has whatever they need. Yeah.
And so we made an appointment to go. I brought Jen and Jeff, and we had Teresa and Dad and Teresa and Leslie from Lives Perfectly and Trish. Yeah. I think that was it.
I think so.
And we all had a meeting at the Blind Center, and they took us on this grand tour, and told us a lot more than we had. I had gone on the tour as well, but not the tour that they gave us. And it was so amazing. They have a band. They have a music room. They have 2 music rooms.
Yeah.
One is like pianos and drums, and the other one is guitars and things like that. And they go in there and practice. And their band played for our event, and they're called the Broken Spectacles, which is like really a pretty clever name.
Yeah.
They also, the first year we were there, and it was their first year running this event, and we had food trucks out back for everybody for lunch. And the lines were incredible. It took longer than, we expected. And so the Blind Center saw an opportunity to help us, and they made a food truck. And they made a station for burrito bowls and something else. I don't remember what, but 2 like Mexican type food dishes. And it was $12. Every meal was $12, and you just put your card in, $12, $12.
So if for like delicious, huge portions, incredible lunch. Like,
and
you spend more than that on fast food.
But wait, but the money goes to
it goes back to them.
Not to the food truck.
No, and so so now they have them, so when they run these events, and they can use the food trucks elsewhere, not only just for events if they want to. So
so it was great. And so they just try to do something always to make their population have a better environment to be in.
But they're a nonprofit, and they can only do so much. And again, at the end of the day, the vast majority of the Blind Center clients are living in extreme poverty, and many of them are unhoused. So when you came home and started thinking about that, we figured, well, what is something the Blind Center cannot pay for all of these people to have accommodations. No. It's just not possible. But that's something that we could try to step in and do and pick up where their services leave off.
And so we did find out one good thing is that the Nevada Housing is going to put like these certificates on each room that they build, so that they'll pay, I believe it's like $600 towards that rent. But I mean, those numbers could change. These were what we talked about
a couple
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And so it wouldn't be attached to you as a person because you're in apartment 101.
Right. If I leave and move somewhere else,
then you would take that money with you. So they didn't want that to happen.
Right.
So they're going to assign it to the apartment. So once they know how much money is left for each of these persons to pay, then we'll try to figure out how much we can actually support them with. And then the other thing that was brought up to us when we were there was that their cell phone is really their lifeline. And it's different than our cell phone, and because if we touch our phone, we know where we're touching. They don't. So it has to have some other features on it to either talk to them or tell them what they're doing or what they're looking at and how. And then they also have to have classes on how to use their phone and all the things. And also the same for a computer when we were there.
Yeah. Yeah, people are getting lessons on
a brand new blind woman was in the learning how to use the computer and how to use her cell phone. And another blind person is teaching them how to do that. So we thought, they had said it was like almost $100 a month or something for
cell phone costs.
For some type of cost on their cell phone.
Yeah.
And so we said, well, maybe that's, something else we could do. Like you could support someone's cell phone for a year.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's not going to break you. If you go out to dinner, you probably spent $100 in a month on a dinner somewhere. So if you had $100 that you wanted to give, you could support someone's cell phone for a month. I mean, I just feel like we're so blessed and we don't think about it. and you can say to me, well, you're not blessed. Like, look at you. You're a mess. Like, you got all these things going on with you. And I can't do anything about that. So I want to help someone else who's going to be here for a little longer than I am, and that make their life a little bit easier.
Yeah. Well, and tell folks, like, what's the criteria for someone getting one of these scholarships?
Well, did you want to say that we gave them out already?
Yeah. We could do that. So we didn't want to wait until that new apartment complex opened in order to start helping people. So we did already give out the first 2 scholarships back in October. Mom and I went out for the reseller conference and we gave out the first 2 awards there.
And we had said if I was here and I had hair, that we would, whoever from my family was able to go, we would dye our hair blue. So Jen and I went with some blue hair, and we gave out the first scholarships, and I was there to give the scholarship out.
It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And we do have the video of that event here on the channel, so we will link that below. If you want to watch the whole thing, you can watch it.
And so Evander, we gave him money towards his cell phone. And then Gary, who's worked in the eBay store, that's another thing that they have there, is they have a full-fledged eBay warehouse and an eBay store that they hire blind people to work at, and they do every portion of the store. So it's electronic stuff, so they take apart computers, they recycle, they reuse a lot things that they can reuse, and then they scrap metal, things that they need to get rid of. But there's people in every step of the way who are working, are employed by them, and Gary was one of them, and he actually worked in the eBay store. He does listings, and you think you have it bad. He has a computer screen that's like curved like this. Yeah, it comes around. It comes around, and it's very hard for us to read it. Like when he was showing them how you do a listing, and he does something on his phone that brings it up on the computer screens, and he's amazing. And he's worked for them for 16 years, and he went out of his comfort zone. And we do this Fremont crawl, and he came with Ryan Wilson and another guy that helped him so he would be safe, and he came with us every time we went, and he came this year the night before he was getting an award. He didn't know he was getting it. I was like taking all the pictures, and it was very fun. He's very sweet. I was like, and he can talk. Oh my God. And so can Evander. Yes. Like they may not be able to see, but they can talk. Yes. So the question to me was, so why them? Why were they eligible to get this money? Okay. So after we left, evidently people kept coming up to them and saying, how did you get that? What did you have to do? Like, I don't understand. And I want to get in on that. Did you have to apply for this? Or like, what was the... Yeah. And so I said, you did tell them that you only need to be kind to people, right? And they said, we absolutely did. Yeah. You just have to, I think... And then what did Ryan say about what's happened since then? Oh, so big change. Like everybody's like nice and happy, and, because I guess they don't know when the next set of monies are coming in. So they need to be nice to people. So it's changed the culture and the atmosphere there in just one little event that we did. Yeah. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's really cool. Nice. Yeah. I don't know. So one thing we didn't talk about, and we don't have to share like specifics, but my parents gave a large donation to the Blind Center to start this fund, which is incredible. And part of the idea of that is that we want to let that money grow and grow and grow, and ideally not touch it for as many years as we can, even though we're giving out scholarships every year, because we want that money
to build so that we're kind of living off the interest,
Yeah.
so that this scholarship can go on in perpetuity. And so because of that, you guys have probably seen on this channel, on our social media and stuff, we've been doing other fundraisers so that we're putting in fresh money each year that we can give out that year for scholarships to let that initial donation really ride, and so that it will last as long as possible.
And build. Right.
Yeah.
So the other, the other thing too is like doing these fundraisers, all the money goes to the people. None of there's no other money taken
There's no
out.
overhead.
Like my husband was very adamant about we mail out Dirty Diane hats, and it costs us like $6 or something like that. Each hat we send out. He's like, nope.
Yeah, thank you cards, anything you get from us, anything we give away, things like that doesn't come out of every dime that we collect goes to these scholarships.
And even the Blind Center itself, like they have been so amazing to us because we don't get any of this money at all. Like it doesn't come to the Lassonde household.
Right.
It's not.
Our bank accounts are at the Blind Center.
Yeah, they're held within the Blind Center. They set up the accounts. They gave access to my husband so he can help keep track and make sure we're on the right page. They don't have to do any of that either.
And they also protect their clients that are getting this money.
Right.
They pay directly the rent bills that we're helping with. That money goes directly to the landlord so that we're not giving thousands of dollars to people that may get taken advantage of. Right. So they're really they're administering all of that. They're doing all of that work. And they get
nothing out of that.
Right. This is just to support their community.
Correct. It's not like we're, they get you're $100,000 donor, but you're donating to the Blind Center. The Blind Center, they need money. It's not like they don't need money. They have to, so they're always looking for people to, help them with all the financial stuff of that place, running it, and
our money is not going towards any of that.
All of that, which is amazing. We already told you how amazing it is. Even Jen, there was a whole room that we almost lost her in.
Yes, so many fun crafty things these people get to do.
I know. What was the weaving?
Weaving.
Yeah, she was like, she walked in, it was like, oh my God.
So fun. It's incredible. And it's, there's lots of crafters that watch this channel. Like, we know how important that kind of stuff is for your own mental health. Yeah. To have success learning something new or making something that you can give to somebody. Like, you walk into a room with something like this and you feel like $1 million. Mm-hmm. People need that. Like, you could say it's frivolous, and I would say it's not.
It's not.
The things that they do are incredible, but they are all already pretty well funded, and we know that these people need more, and so that's why our money goes for something different.
Right. But they are so gracious to us to do work for us.
Yeah.
And they're not getting anything out of it.
No. They're working for us for free to help their clients, which is, it's beautiful.
That's just unbelievable. And I don't think they get enough thanks for that. And I think they're an amazing, amazing place. And yes, you know what, people are like, well, why Las Vegas?
Right. You don't live in Nevada, you live in Boston.
Right.
So what?
But it had all the things, like it had all the bells and whistles that hit me. It was an eBay store. Yeah. It was blind people. It was people who were down and out and lifted themselves up and made something of themselves. Now, a lot of them are newly diagnosed with blindness, and it's because they've had diabetes and maybe it didn't go the right way, and so they lost their eyesight. Maybe they're not all the way blind. Maybe they're partially blind. Yeah. But it doesn't really matter. Think if that happened to you. And then think if it happened to you that your family threw you out.
Yeah.
So it had all the things that tugged at my heartstrings. People that, no matter what, they all go there to make themselves better. Make themselves have a better life. Without somebody telling them to do it.
Yeah.
They just go, and then they find a groove in there, and they like it, and they keep coming, and they keep coming back. And they even have, they told us that, like, there's a population of blind people in Nevada that, like, have jobs outside of the blind center. Mm-hmm. But they have functions and events through the year that, like, they get it, like, maybe say a newsletter. They get some notifications that all of these things are happening, and then they come just for specific events.
Yeah, they'll do field trips or go to a concert or do things. So then they have, like, a community of like people that they can hang out with.
They did mountain climbing.
They did?
Yeah. At one of the Red Rock Canyon, I think it was. And Ryan sent me a video of them all at the...
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So...
Yeah, the opportunities that they give people.
FearLESS. FearLESS.
Yeah. So we'll link to the fearlesslivingfund.org is our website. We have a website where you can see links to the Blind Center. You can donate to them directly, too, if you've heard this and you're moved. We're happy to have you donate to them as well. Again, it's two different things.
But Jen has a beautiful birthday fundraiser thing that I don't really understand. It's sort of like, what are you wearing? This.
We're doing this fundraiser. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
I read it at least 10 times.
Okay. So the idea is we're celebrating birthday month by having a whole bunch of people in the Yarny Fiber community. We're going with fiber because we're going on alliteration. February Fiber fundraiser for Fearless Living, right? We got all the F's. I put them in a different order every time, so I'm kind of like you.
Yeah.
But the idea is that I've got a whole bunch of awesome people that have joined with me that are doing all different things during the month of February. So some people are donating a percentage of their sales for a week, for a month, for a day, for one product, for everything in their store. Like, they got to decide, obviously, how much they wanted to donate. So you can buy some yarn or a project bag or something fun that you wanted, and some of that money is going to go towards the Fearless Living Fund. So that's one way that people are participating. We also have some people that are doing... If you guys want to donate directly to the Fearless Living Fund, and there's links to all of this, I'm going to put everything down below. If you donate directly and then send a screenshot of that to one of the makers that's participating that are doing, like, basically kind of like raffle prizes. So if you show them that you donated, they're going to put your name in a drawing for a really cool prize. So you could donate $5 and win some really cool prize. And there's a bunch of different people that are doing it. So you make one donation, you could send it to any of those people that are eligible, and you could win something really cool.
So like Grammy, who donated, Jen's Grammy, is going to donate $50 a month to the Blind Center. So we finally got it figured out and got that.
Yeah, so we got her first two.
So we could take a screenshot of her $50 and she could put it into something.
Yeah, so we'll send it to those makers, and then if she wins something, she can give it to the girls.
That would be so cute.
Yeah. The other cool thing that some of the people...
Some yarn?
I do have some yarn. Let me go get it. I put it away.
It was confusing to me because I'm not up on all the, you have to go into their websites to find the yarn thing or the bag or the different things. So, like, I don't do well with Instagram myself.
Yeah.
So Jen also had a document, which I think she's going to put on the bottom of this video.
Yes.
And so in the document itself, you could just leave that document open on your computer, and then you could just click on that link and it would open up their shop, and you could go through that and then go back to the document and click another one. Is that right?
Yeah,
exactly. So that's what I was doing to see the things that I wanted to buy. So
yeah, so and you are specifically looking, we have 3 yarn dyers right now that have made like exclusive colorways for Fearless Living Fund fundraiser. And
I don't know if you know what color I like.
She kind of has a theme. Has anyone picked up on that? We've ordered from all 3 of them. Only one of them has come in so far, but we'll show you because we have it. Sue and Chelsea from Legacy Fiber Arts came up with this gorgeous colorway, which is called FearLESS. And it is just scrumptious. It's perfect. And they're donating 50% of the profits from these yarns. And they're available. She dyes to order and does it ridiculously quick. We ordered these last week and they're done and already
now,
here.
Is this who you were on the video with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and you've met Sue and Chelsea at Rhinebeck before.
Okay.
So we also have Lisa from Fiber Nymph Dye Works who's doing a colorway called Dream Big, which she's doing
a lot of minis with
mini
all
skeins.
different colors. Aren't you impressed?
What else is she doing? Not just mini skeins, but also
I don't know.
Self-striping yarn with those same colors, but it comes out in self-striping. And then she's also doing fiber, so if there's spinners, they can buy that.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the other thing, but...
And then Area 51 Fibers is also doing a self-striping colorway that's gorgeous. It's like a bright rainbow, kind of like the rainbow in the FearLESS logo. And I've also had a couple other people that have reached out recently that want to do other things. So that document that I'm going to link below, I will keep updating as it changes. And I've been sharing everything on Instagram. I'm Boston Jen 1 on Instagram if you want to check it out.
And I'm Boston Jen's mom.
She is. I tag you a lot, so they might have caught on to that. I do just want to read out quickly the list of the folks that are participating right now.
Well, I know one.
You do? Ross
Farms is doing something.
Yeah.
And I always get her name wrong.
Amy?
But,
no, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to go further.
Oh, you were going to another maker.
Yeah, to the one that she donated a portion of her store.
Stitched by Jessalou.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's doing something.
Jessalou is coming up with fabric based on our logo, so that one's not available yet, which is partly my favorite thing of like people are coming out with different stuff all month. So like, especially if you're on a budget, but maybe you want to buy some yarn and some bags.
I want to buy some
spread
bags.
It out.
Wouldn't that be fun to have FearLESS living bags?
Yes.
Makeup bags. You could use them for anything. It doesn't have to be, you know, if you don't knit, I don't want to hear it. Buy some bags from Stitches by Jessalou.
That's right.
So, the other thing you can do is you can also become a Dirty Diane. And that is, I'm going to lose my hair again. So if you all want to donate $250, you can become a Dirty Diane. It's a club that my friends made up. I was like, whatever, I don't know what they're doing, but it's grown very big and people get a hat and I've been signing them. I can sign yours if you would like. But that's a great donation to the Blind Center and you become a part of an exclusive club.
That's right. All the cool kids have them. Just saying.
Yeah. And you don't have to shave your head. You just...
Right. The other option is you could shave your head and use that as a fundraiser if you wanted to raise the money.
And have other people donate.
Have other people give it. Or you just give your own money and get a hat.
Yeah, I said to them, I love you all. I wouldn't be shaving my head for you.
Yeah.
So I would give you money.
The money option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's another way to do that.
But basically the idea is to raise as much money as we can and to make your birthday month more special.
So who did we forget?
So quick reset. We grabbed a Dirty Diane hat so you can see what that looks like in case you are tempted. They're very fun and sometimes they're fun colors.
Yeah.
Just depends on what we've got.
And these are all donated as well.
Yes.
Like I have such wonderful people in the community. This is from Crystal and Angel and they won't let me buy them.
Yeah.
So we get whatever hats that they come up with, and they're
always awesome.
They're amazing,
so cool.
And it's so kind. That's their donation, and that's what they want to do. So if you think of something that you want to do, just let Jen know.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's not too late. So like if you're an individual or a maker or a business owner and you want to participate this month, hit me up because we're going to keep adding to the list.
Yeah, because we don't know what you do or want to do, so this is what...
Yeah, that's what they want to do.
What they do,
awesome.
And it works.
Yep.
You know, it's less money that we spend, and it gives everybody a chance to be part of a little community. So
very fun.
Okay, who else?
All right, so we have Area 51 Fibers, Bella Fio Yarn, Nicholina Designs, Fiber Nymph Dye Works, Jennifer Lassonde Designs, which is me. So all of my patterns this month, if you buy them on Ravelry or on Lovecrafts, I'm donating 100% of the profits from my sales to Fearless Living. Knit Style Yarns, Knitwit Designs, Legacy Fiber Arts, that's the yarn that we just showed you. Mandy's Makings, they were added since we started, which is awesome. Let's see, Paper Daisy Creations, Ross Farm Mercantile, Shayna Lines Designs, Stacy Stitches and Skeins, Stitched by Jessalou, and Woolen Women Fibers. So this link for this document will be down below, as well as the link if you just want to donate directly. All of that will be down below. And thank you in advance. We've already had like such an overwhelming response from people being like, I bought the yarn, I bought the thing, I bought something else, or that they've donated. So we're off to a great start, and it's not even your actual birthday yet.
Well, and Fiber Amy.
Ross Farm?
Legacy. Legacy.
Yep, Sue and Chelsea.
Yeah, so she said that they were going to originally do just a certain number.
Yep.
And then she was like, what was I thinking? Like,
yeah, they're going to offer it all month as long as people are buying. They're going to just keep going as long as people want it. FearLESS will be available. So.
And so even if, like, you know how you have a yarn stash? Wouldn't that be good to be on the top of your yarn stash? Like, just hanging out with you forever, thinking about us. Like, that's...
I think yes.
Yes. So, I think you can make, like, little kit with all the FearLESS stuff. Get the bag, put the yarn in, and just leave it
in there. Yeah. Just look at it and love it and think of us. It'll be great.
That's a bad thing to do. You're really supposed to make stuff.
Or buy it and make something. Or, like, buy one for you and buy one for a friend.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I've been telling people too. Like sometimes you're like, I have so much stuff, I don't want one more thing in my house. But you've got friends, they've got birthdays.
Gail
it's almost
Ellsbury,
Valentine's Day.
Do you want a FearLESS?
Actually, Gail would, oh my goodness, these are Gail's colors too. She would look good, so good in socks like this. Mm-hmm. We did buy some extra of this yarn.
Okay.
Maybe we'll
Gail,
make
you listening?
Yeah. So and that's the fun part. Like with so many people participating, there's so many fun ways that you can get involved. Again, we've got people selling patterns. That doesn't take up any space in your house. And again, you could send one to a friend. If you're like, I don't need to knit another hat, but that hat is awesome, send it to your friend. Like you make somebody else's day, it'll cost you $5, and we'll get money for these awesome people who need help.
You can make hats for the people in the cancer center. Like in my chemo center, they have a shelf that's dedicated to hats that they have to be new. You can't just like give them used hats. But if you guys wanted to make hats, Jen could take them and put them in the things and send pictures of it to you so you see how beautiful.
We did that before. Suzanne sent some hats last year. Mom kept some and we donated the rest.
Yeah. So there's plenty of ways that you can buy the yarn and use it for a good cause. Jen did another fundraiser too with the who gave me the cookies, Linda.
Oh, yep. We donated at Thanksgiving time for homeless people on the North Shore. They were giving out hats and scarves, anything warm, really.
Oh, anything?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was.
And yes, lots of my listeners from the podcast sent stuff in, which was incredible.
Isn't that so sweet?
Yeah, it's so cool.
And
it feels so good. Like it feels good when you're doing it, and like every time I look and someone sends another message or we see another donation come in, it's just like it's so awesome. It's so good. Which is I obviously planned this a while ago.
A lot of work, I'm sure.
But we didn't, not knowing that the cancer was coming back and we were going to be going through this. So, like, yeah, it's a little hectic, but it's also, like, even sweeter now. Every time someone does something nice, it's just, like, it's a really nice thing.
A lot of the days this last month haven't been good. Yeah. And you know me, I don't usually complain about any of that. So, but, like, even last night, I went into AFib at 12:30 at night, and it didn't stop till 10:30 this morning. And I was ready to go to the hospital again, but it stopped. I was like, okay, well, now what? You know? So it's just, so it's nice to be distracted by other things,
the good things.
That,
when it doesn't feel like there's a lot of great things happening right now, this is a really great thing.
Right. And then your daughter comes over and does this, and she puts up all the pictures again, and you know, getting life back to the regular after Christmas. So all the little things that put a smile on your face, you know, and that's all it's about.
Yeah,
put a smile on.
It's the little stuff, but it's the big stuff too.
So you guys make us smile, and I thank you very much.
Yeah. Speaking of thank you for watching. Yet again, we are very long-winded. So if you have made it this far, I feel like we should be giving them prizes.
Okay.
Okay.
How about a light box?
Oh, we do have light boxes. Maybe we should do a giveaway that if someone comments down below, we should
You're just making this up.
I am making
right
this up.
now.
And we should put in, like, they have to say a special word in the comments, because if you've watched this far and other people haven't, they shouldn't even get the chance to win, right? We're going to reward these people. They've been here for like an hour. So thank you all. What should they say in the comment that if they want to win the light box? And then it's this cool little kit. If you take a picture of your hat or your socks, you can put it in the light box. It'll be beautiful.
Yeah, it's great.
It's really cool.
Fearless Light.
Fearless Light. I love it. All right, comment down below if you want to win that light box, and we will give it away at the end of the month. So then it'll be like at the end of this fundraiser as well. So depending on when people watch.
Yeah,
fun.
And maybe we can give two.
The other thing I didn't say, but I am going to post some pictures on Instagram. I also have some other fun prizes that I'm going to give away throughout the month. So if you want to win those, donate directly through the PayPal link below. And I'm just going to randomly pick people and send you fun stuff. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Pick me!
You're not eligible.
I don't knit.
How about I make you socks?
I'd rather just buy the stuff. That's fine. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
I don't know what we're going to do. So what is...
We're going to start with the health update. What's the date? Wednesday, February 7th.
Birthday week! Yippee! It looks like there's something on my face.
It's just the
The light?
the camera setting.
Oh.
It's so you can't focus too much on yourself and get
I
distracted.
don't have a face over there. Oh, sat on the chair.